Hi, I'm Knight, and today on CMG Studios, we're with Toast, one of the pro players on the Chasmac Gaming NA team. Toast, thanks for coming onto the show.
No problem. Happy to be here.
Yeah, so let's start off with something that a lot of people have been talking about. So I know a lot of players aren't too excited about the new map pool, but after playing them in quals, have you maybe changed your opinions on some of them?
In general, I'm still not a huge fan, honestly. I think the Brawl Ball maps are pretty bad, and the gem maps they added, both of them I think are terrible. I much prefer the older ones, especially Hard Rock Mine over Minecart. I think is a much better map. I don't know why they added Minecart, but I mean, they added the maps. We gotta get used to them. We gotta play them. It is what it is. The same for everyone. So.
Yeah, for sure. Do you think any of these new maps suffer from the sixth pick problem?
I think Deeper Diner is a big one where sixth pick is a huge advantage. I think Minecart has a lot of things that are RNG. I think if you get first pick with knowing you get first minecart and things like that, I think it's just a huge advantage. I just think a lot of these maps it's just like where one side just has a better advantage, whether you're first or second pick. And then there's also maps like Backyard where I don't think there's an issue with that, but then it's just 5,000 draws either way. So
yeah, so with the sixth pick problem, it's mostly because last picks is Barley or a lot of wall break. Is that mostly the problem on Deep Diner?
Where you can get a thrower to counter, or you can get a tank to counter, or you can get anything, just anything that can just counter their comp, you can get last pick. So you basically have a huge advantage, especially with first pick. You can just ban off a ton of brawlers and make just one brawler uncounterable. So that's also a huge advantage.
Yeah, for sure. So out of these new maps, which one do you think is the best for your team, and then which one is the worst?
I really like Open Zone. I feel like it's a really good map. I enjoy it a lot. And I've always been a huge fan of Hot Zone in general, but it kind of reminds me of Ring of Fire, which I think is our best map. So I enjoy playing Open Zone a lot. I think my least favorite is definitely Minecart. I feel like I just never liked it as a map personally. The meta is decent, but I just feel like the RNG and everything is just hard to prepare for it, and I just don't like the map at all.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't like Minecart too much myself. So let's go to the next question, which is, yeah, we've seen CMG has played against Vatra a lot. You played them against the Vanguard tournament, you played them against the Queso Cup, and also this recent monthly qualifiers. What do you think makes their roster so strong?
I think RBM is a big part of their team that makes them so strong. His ability to play any tank, and he's probably the best tank player in NA or in the world. He's just absolutely insane at tanks, and the fact that we always have to ban Ash every time we face them, and we always have to be wary of him going Daryl or him going other things, which I think enables them to really just outdraft us most of the time we play, because we have to worry about the tanks and they can just play normally. And I also think that when we face them, I feel like whoever gets the first pick has a pretty big advantage, because whenever they get first pick, they're able to ban counters to tanks and whatever they want, while the second pick we just have to ban the broken brawlers. So we're trying to figure out a way to counter that, but it's really hard. I mean, they're just a very, very solid team, but I definitely think RBM and Peter Jack, their coach, has amazing drafts. I think RBM is just the reason that they're able to draft so well, because of the threats he brings to the team.
Yeah, so would you say their bans generally play around banning tank counters often, Crow, just Crow M's or something like that, and Gale?
Yeah, 100%. They like to, I feel like they like to do bans where they can make a brawler very, very good. So for example, they'll ban all the counters to Carl or something to make Carl really good, or they just try to make it a tank meta or an aggressive meta where they can really be aggro. So normally when we face them, we try to, I guess, counter that, and it's really easy to do that if we're first pick, because we can ban what we want, but it's a lot harder to do when you're second pick, I feel like. So I feel like that's also a big thing when we face them.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So next question, which we saw in the game versus Outlaws and Ring of Fire yesterday, your team decided to pick Buzz, and even up against the Max, which I thought might not be so good, but we saw it work. Last week you also picked Buzz in Kaboom Canyon against Vanguard. Why do you guys think Buzz is so strong, considering other teams barely ever pick it?
Well, honestly, I don't think it's too strong. I feel like Beige is a very, very good Buzz. Obviously, he's known as the best Buzz in NA, so I feel like that's the reason we picked it a lot. I feel like picking a Kaboom was definitely a big mistake. We shouldn't have done that. I think we all agree we shouldn't have done that, but we tried it and didn't work out. But I think on Ring of Fire, the big reason we took it is because they had Carl. They had nothing really good to counter Carl, and I feel like Buzz is good to that comp. They didn't have any brawlers that really countered Buzz, so we knew that Buzz could be very effective, and it did really well. I mean, I think game 2, he played a little bit worse than game 1, so game 2 was a lot closer, but it was just really good into that comp. And I mean, having a player like Fade on Buzz is just we always look for an opportunity to get any one of us on our comfort brawlers, because obviously we'll play better on our comfort brawlers, so that's why we took it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you think with Buzz, if you miss that initial like gadget torpedo, you're just screwed.
It definitely hurts, but I don't think you're screwed. I feel like a good Buzz player, I mean, you're inevitably going to miss a couple of hooks, and it's just going to happen. I feel like it's just about knowing when to go in, when to use your supers. That's the main, obviously, skill about Buzz, and knowing how to like recover from missing a hook and like how to position yourself, even when you don't have your super, to still be in a position to place a threat and just put pressure on your opponent. I feel like is also the skill when it comes to Buzz. And I feel like Fade is very good at all of that. So that's why we enjoy picking it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Maybe I'll try Buzz a little bit more myself. But final question: which team is like your biggest threat in this monthly final? I know you guys are up against Stamina First. That's obviously not great, but the other teams like Anime Body Pillows, never really seen them before. So who are your biggest threats?
Well, I mean, obviously we have our main competition for Worlds is Vatra, Vanguard, STMN. I mean, those are the main teams that we obviously want to beat. Obviously, the main competition for any tournament is Tribe. I mean, they win everything. So to win a tournament, you know you're going to have to inevitably beat Tribe if you want to win it. So that's also a goal. I mean, honestly, I'm pretty happy with the bracket, even though it's a very tough bracket. I feel like last month there was a lot of pressure on us. I feel like because we were expected to make the finals, we were expected to do well, and I feel like it put a lot of pressure, and it really was very stressful. But this month, you know, we're facing teams that are more around our skill level or a little bit better. So we have definitely a tough path, but I'm excited to just spend this whole entire month working towards that, and then trying to obviously beat STMN and then take on Tribe, try to beat them, and then we'll go from there. But it's going to be an exciting month. I think there's a lot of great matches, and everyone in the monthly finals is good. That's why they're in the monthlies. So anyone's a threat, anyone can do well. And I feel like this is actually probably one of the most competitive monthlies I think I've ever seen. Bracket's a little bit stacked. I think the top half of the bracket is definitely tougher, but I mean, I think overall both sides have a bunch of great teams, and I think anyone can win the monthly. So it'll be exciting.
Yeah, thanks so much for your time. Yeah, I can't wait to see you guys compete in the monthly finals. I'll be casting games, of course, watching them. Yeah, look forward to speaking with you more. Thanks for the insight, and yeah, that'll be all for today.
All right, thank you.